Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Afro Gardener. Today is my birthday! Today is my birthday. But there's a lot going on in the garden and I want to show you guys what has been going on.
I dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you and can I help it if I dream of you
Now, like I said, today is my 30th birthday. I'm 30 years old today. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of thinking, and yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. I feel very grateful, very blessed to see 30. There was a lot of people who didn't see their birthday this year that I knew. And so I'm really grateful that I was able to wake up on my 30th birthday today. But I want to show you guys what's been going on in the garden. It's been raining so much. We've been getting so much rain. But it has been really positive because the garden has just started to explode. So let me show y'all what's been going on. So I'll start with the red-headed stepchildren in this section, okay? So these tomatoes that were on this frame, they're not doing nearly as well as the other ones. As you can tell, some of them are looking kind of shrivelly. If you can see these leaves, I did feed them, so I'm not really sure why they're doing this. I'm not sure if they're deficient in anything. I did feed them like I said, but it's just not doing well. But also, y'all know, I put these out here I think it was in May, but they were in those cups, those red cups, for a long time. So I just don't know if this particular one will recover. This one beside it is doing great, looking great, producing, but this one I don't think has been able to recover. This one doing pretty well, but again, we have the shrivelly leaves. And I'm not sure that this method of trellising is being as productive as I thought. Once the plants get kind of heavy, they kind of fall over. Now, it was my goal to kind of keep these to one stem, but I have really dropped the ball on pruning. And so you can see some of the shriveled pieces. And so I've just been wrapping it around and trying to get the most of it, but that's what's going on over there. Same thing over here. I've been trying to keep them wrapped, but they just keep falling over. So what I've been doing is, as they fall or whatever, I've just been staking them with bamboo. Staking with bamboo is not my favorite thing to do. See how that just fell? On live, it just fell. And that's what has been happening. Because here at the bottom, let me get this piece of string. Here at the bottom, this was connected to a little, like a long staple that I put in the inside. And from all the rain, they've just been kind of disintegrating and just coming off. So I'm gonna have to find a stake for this, or try to figure out a way I can kind of get this back connected some type of way to do something. I don't know. These have fallen, but what I've been doing is just using this wood just to stake them this way. I've just kind of like in a wing it type of deal. It was a spider. Ugh. And so these that I have staked up, you see the little spider? Hey man, these are the only spiders that don't bother me. It's a little side note. I've just been tying these up right here. Now this one on the string is just looking marvelous. Just look at you in all your splendor. But I can't get this response from all of them. Here is where I have the cherry and berry tomatoes, which have these are the same ones. These are probably the last ones that I put in the ground. They were really struggling at first, but y'all, they have just taken off. They're fruiting, there's fruit everywhere. And I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not pruning them at all. If anything, I'm just tying them up. That's all. I'm not pruning them at all, just for maximum fruiting, so I can get a maximum harvest from them. So every so often, I'll just come out here. I will prune the branches that are at the bottom that are touching the ground just to keep from disease from spreading from the splashback, because that's something that I know that I struggle with, like the blight and all that. And so I'll just tie them up, but other than that, I have not pruned them. You see how this is coming down? I'm just gonna come through with like a t-shirt, a cut up t-shirt like this, and I'm just gonna tie it up. That's really all I've been doing for these. And they just look so great. I'm gonna tie these up right here. I've just been tying up branches, y'all. That's literally all I've been doing is tying up branches. But they're looking marvelous. Have some beans over here. These are all dragon tongue bush beans. These are my favorite beans to grow. They're just now starting to flower. These are the last ones I put in, and they're doing really well. The dragon tongue bush beans are probably the most prolific. Somehow I cut y'all off, my bad. But the dragon tongue bush beans are some of the most prolific beans that I myself have grown. It's like they just pop up and just put out beans until the end of summer. Now they do start to kind of die back a little bit, but there's so much time still. You could plant some right now, or you know, it may be a couple weeks and get a harvest. It's only June, and this is when everything starts to kind of like take off. And so if you haven't planted anything, you could definitely get you some stuff in the ground now. But everything has just let me just show y'all the other stuff I wanted to show you guys. This was a cherry tomato. It's just going nuts now. I gotta tie it up. Here I have some roselle. Get out the way. Get out the way. Some struggling okra. This one I may pull up and put something else here because it's just not doing well. But the other ones, these have all just taken off since it got really warm. Got some roselle here, some okra. I had to replant 3 times, y'all. I had to replant this okra 3 times. The roselle's here. I added this little lovely here for the butterflies and just to look at because it's really pretty. I have another one in the rock garden, and these are doing really good. I wanted a lot of sunflowers, so I planted some sunflowers within the mulch. I think it's a couple more here that actually there's space for, so I'll probably just pull them out and replant them. I know that some people say that you can't transplant sunflowers, but I've done it more than once, and so you can't always believe what people say. You got to try it out for yourself. So over here, got some Alaska nasturtiums. Look how pretty that is. And there's another spider. Where'd you go? It's another spider. I just kind of leave them alone, and they leave me alone. And we have the peppers over here that are doing really well. Praise the Lord, because I was afraid. These are the ones that I topped. So I cut the top stem, and they're starting to bush out, which is what I wanted. So I'm very excited about this. Very, very excited. However, I don't know what type of peppers these are because my labels got messed up again. So I'm just looking at them and just figuring out what they are. I believe this is a cayenne because I grew this last year, so I'm very confident that that's a cayenne. This may be a habanero, maybe not. It's still pretty small, so I have no idea. These are some red swan beans and some lima beans that I planted, which are actually starting to produce everywhere. If you can like kind of look down in there, you can see some more, and they're just really starting to take off. So I'm really excited. There's so much going on. There's so much to show. Potatoes doing great. Potatoes. I put some sweet potatoes in this one, but they are not doing great. They're not doing great. So I may replant some more. I may not. I gotta see what my other slips are doing. But here we got some other beans, some more nasturtium. This one is really struggling, so I might pull it out. I might not. It's the burgundy version. But these are doing really well. I'm not sure what's going on with this particular bed. I made this bed out of like 2 old windows and just filled it in with some stuff. And now this nasturtium is putting off a bloom, but it's just struggling so much. So I'm not sure if the basil is taking a lot of nutrients because it has just really taken off. I topped these 2 as well, and I've been pulling off the flowers. Pulling off the basil flowers, like here's one. Pulling off the basil flowers makes the plant get really bushy instead of just the one vertical stem. And so I've been doing that. Like every time I see a flower, I just be like, you're gone. And so it's really made this bush out a lot more. These nasturtiums over here doing really good. Some peas, my peas finally started to come in, so I probably need to harvest them. And then we have the super lush tomatoes. These are the tomatoes that I put in first. Now this bed is my first bed that I ever had. There's a lot of organic matter in here. I put a lot of, I buried a lot of food in here. And so you can absolutely tell the difference between these and the ones that I had in the container. This has just exploded, as you can tell. There's fruit everywhere. And I kind of gave up pruning. So what I'm gonna do is just take some string, tie it from one end to the other, and just try to keep it contained like that, because it's pretty much a wrap on trying to prune through all this. And so I'm definitely gonna try to do a better job of pruning next year. But y'all, it's a wrap. Look at all this. It's in the walkway, it's over here. So that's what's going on there. I'm actually super excited about this bed because I told y'all in maybe one of my other videos that I was trying to grow more food than I ever have, and it's happening. Only thing is, it's looking a little wild. It's looking a little cray-cray, but that's okay. This bed is pretty empty. This is where I had the cold frame, and I just put some ground cherries in here that were left over from last year, and they had already started to come up. So I just pulled out some of the kohlrabi and pulled out some of the other things and made space for those. So they're doing really well too. Now, I'm about to show y'all, Lord. I'm about to show y'all my favorite thing about the garden right now. It's actually not the tomatoes, not the beans, not anything else. It's this right here. Let me show y'all. Y'all, I got a hard head of cabbage. This is what is the most exciting to me today, is this head of cabbage. I got a little head coming right there and there, but this one is like the size of my hand, and I'm very, very excited. Praise the Lord, because I was having to fight the flipping cabbage flies for my stuff, because they want to eat my stuff. I haven't checked on these in a little bit, so I am going to pull this netting up, because I have been keeping the netting on. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I be talking about. This is so upsetting. This one's maybe not too bad. This one's not bad. This one's not very bad. I still got to wash it off, but look at all that. It's like a whole, I'm going to have to pull, look at this. It's a whole head of cabbage. Small head, but it's still a head. But I can't really do anything with that. You know what I'm saying? Over here, same thing. Same thing. Look at all that doo-doo. That's what I'm talking about. Just living rent-free. Don't pay no rent. Just eat up all my stuff. Just poop everywhere. You are dismissed. So what I am going to do is I am going to come through and spray. This is the broccoli. This is broccoli too, and that one. But it's just so damaged. I think what I will do is just pull them up. I'll go ahead and pull these up. Maybe not this one. I think I could possibly save this one. So I'll pull up these other ones, keep this one, pull these two up, and plant some flowers or something else. This is so disappointing. And I'm holding on to them cabbage over there, because those have not been impacted as much as these, and I'm trying to figure out what happened. Like, what's the difference between this and that? Gardening is definitely a science, because you have no idea. Like, it's the same cabbage over there. Why do you look like this and they look like that? I don't get it. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's fine. But moving on. Got some squash coming. Some beautiful sunflowers. This super thing, I don't know what this is, because I didn't plant it here. But I think it's squash or pumpkin, but I have no idea because it just volunteered out of nowhere. Got some corn growing up here. Another sunflower. Some okra, because the okra over there did terribly, so I've got okra of just a few. This is like an experiment. Oh, there's weeds. I need to weed. I haven't pulled any weeds up in a long time. Something else that I didn't plant, but then the stuff I did plant is actually doing pretty good right now. It is a little yellow because we've been getting so much rain, but these are doing pretty well. My cat, you know how my cat be digging and stuff, I done told y'all about it. I planted like a row of like some bush squash, and somehow they're ending up over here instead of where I planted it. And I'm sure that's because of my cat. But, you know, I love him. He does what he does, but I still love him anyway. And these are just some Long Island cheese squash. That's basically what's going on in the garden today. I'm very excited about how everything is going, except for the cabbage. Like I should have kept them covered up because I had them covered up. We had a storm. It came off. I got busy and I didn't cover them back up. But it's okay. I'm holding on to this cabbage for dear life. The cabbage right here. And so I'm hoping that that'll be better and it won't get attacked and eating alive by cabbage worms because I'm over it. I'm over the cabbage worms. But anyways, as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys and I'll talk to you later. Bye.